Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think, as I said in the ring, we should be celebrating one of the greatest fights, one of the greatest comebacks I think we've ever seen. Everybody's thoughts with Michael Conlan. I have heard that he's conscious and stable in hospital, so we'll wait for further updates. But just the most incredible fight, unbelievable act of bravery from Leigh Wood to see through the first round, the second round, the middle storm, come back in the fight, and just such a clinical knockout at the end, which, you know, many of us didn't even see coming. I said to Ben, and I think shouted at Leigh, you've got to knock him out to win this fight. It was the only way he was going to win the fight, and he did it, and it was just incredible. Michael Conlan was brilliant, Leigh Wood was brilliant, the atmosphere was brilliant, and like I said, hopefully Michael Conlan's okay and we can enjoy what was just an incredible night. Over to the floor for questions.
He just probably could have had a worse start really, just with a knockdown in the first round, but it seemed just a bit like it became kind of football, really. The fourth round was a big moment. You kind of won that round, and that's what it was.
I can't remember. I thought it started really well. With the game plan, I started with what we worked on, and I got dominated down over the top. It's something to the body, switched it up, and I powered too big. And at the end of the fight, I said, yeah, just a flash knockdown. I got shot at the floor, alright, but he said, no, your red fight's off the floor. But honestly, I thought it was just a flash knockdown. Man was so tough over, it was alright. You know.
Did you know actually in the last round you probably needed a knockout to win it? I just saw the cards at the time.
I knew it was close, yeah. I knew I had to really hit him last one, yeah.
That's two finishes in a row, 12 round knockout, so you're definitely a good finisher.
Yeah, as Ben said, you know, I'm one of the biggest punchers in the division for the week. Yeah, I need to watch it back.
Leigh, I think first off, congratulations on producing one of the best fights probably many of us have seen in this room. I think you deserve an incredible amount of credit. We caught you with a lot of body shots in there. How much did that take out of you? Because it looked like obviously you were ducking down low because he kept trying to dig you there. Was there a concern there that, you know, you felt like he was getting to you and he was almost going to force a stoppage?
No, I'm a tough kid, but we knew Michael was a big body puncher and he was a very good body puncher. I think the time I spent at the Leigh gym for over 10 years, body spotting every single day, I managed to suck them up and carry on cracking on. But he did hurt me with about 8 body shots that really took the wind out of me. And I caught him a body shot one round and I thought, bang, that's definitely, he wins, he threw a combination back, so he's a tough kid as well.
Question just to Ben. Ben, how proud are you of Leigh for coming through a lot of adversity? This was a huge moment for him, a lot of pressure fighting in his home city, and we mention pressure all the time, but he proved that, you know, he's got, you know, unbelievable heart and, you know, incredible courage, and he managed to get that victory under incredible pressure.
Yeah, I'm never worried about the pressure. I knew he'd deal with the pressure. He's a very cool, calm, collected guy, but one thing for me, take boxing aside, he's one of the best human beings I've ever met. I said going into this that every blood, sweat and tear that both guys have shed in their sporting careers and in their life led to this moment. Trust me when I say it, I've worked with a lot of good qualifiers. He deserves this.
Question for Eddie, off the back of that performance, what next for Leigh Wood?
I mean, obviously once we find out that Michael's okay, we can start planning the future. You've got a huge fight coming up, Kiko Martinez against Josh Warrington. Will be another similar atmosphere to this tonight. It looks like, you know, how the WBA have allowed Leo Santa Cruz to have what is nearly, I think, 3 years without boxing at 126 pounds is ridiculous. But you know what? But you know what? We'll fight Leo Santa Cruz as well. That's a great fight for Leigh Wood. You know, that's a city. I mean, he's city ground stuff now. You know, and the thing is about the Kiko Martinez fight. Kiko Martinez, if he wins, you do the fight at the city ground. If Josh Warrington wins, there's an argument whether we go city ground or Ellen Road. But you know what? It's a nice argument to have. It's a nice argument to have. And when he was walking down there to the ring, I said to him, this is just like Carl Froch against Buto. And it was, I said to Carl Froch that night, if you lose tonight, mate, he's going to take everything you got. And I said to Leigh as well, this is just the beginning for you. You just got to believe in yourself and go and win this fight. And, you know, but to do it like that in the 12th round, you know, I mean, I wish that, you know, Michael would have got up and we could have been celebrating like an all-game mad. But that will come. But it was just the most dramatic fight I've ever seen, and it just shows you two things in boxing. You know, one, never give up, because even though many thought that he was spent, he's still got great power in both hands. And two, never switch off. Like, you know, Michael Conlan, I thought Michael Conlan was brilliant. I thought he boxed a brilliant fight. And just, you know, the pressure, everything, you know, the knockdown in the 11, wasn't it, it doesn't really matter, but just things started to change a little bit, you know, and I have to be honest, you know, I was screaming at him at the start of the 12 saying you must knock him out to win, but I never really see that coming. You know, I would love to have, you know, I dreamed of that coming, but if you ask me honestly, can he do it? I would, you know, I have my doubts, because he went through so much in the fight, and you see fighters lose their power when they've taken so much punishment in a fight. That was what was so spectacular about the knockout. He went down in the first round, he was out, got up, he was lucky the bell came, he somehow survived the second and third, but to still carry that power in the 12th round shows you how strong a puncher is, but as well shows you how well conditioned he was, because you don't get up from knockdowns like that and knock someone out in the 12th round if you haven't done your conditioning right. So well done to Ben and all the guys.
Question for Leigh. Leigh, did you know you needed to knock him out to win?
I thought it was time. I thought I needed to hurt him around, convince him maybe a knockdown. Hard. I was just in the zone, you know. It's hard to say. But I just gave it everything. And like I said in the build-up, you know, I ain't got to quit him. It was round one, round two, not for 1 second.
Question again for Ben Hanley. Probably seeing with the momentum swinging on the 10th round. Was there anything you said between started the 10th round and pressure on? Michael maybe potentially starting to fade. Seems to be about halfway through the 10th round. He started to take over.
Not really. Like, obviously I'm a strong finisher.
Leigh banged away at his body the whole fight as well. I know Mick was banging away back at the body, but that was part of, we wanted to bang away at Mick's body to slow him down the second half of the fight. He is one tough dude, very confident. Like, some of those shots were ridiculous. And not only did he go into a shell and survive, he fired back, fought back, like one tough man. But they did start to take their toll and created moments for Leigh in the later parts of the fight, as you mentioned there.
And if we don't have obviously the potential of obviously warranting and keep on a few weeks' time with the rematch, we're probably the better likely to have done.
I don't know, we'll have to see. Like, you know, at the moment, let's just hope he's okay before we start talking about rematches and stuff like that. It was, from an atmosphere perspective, one of the most incredible atmospheres I've ever seen. Irish fans amazing, Leeds fans. You know, the city's been waiting for a fight like that for a long time. And you know, like 10 years ago, we had Carl Froch against Lucian Bute, and that was one-sided, but it was very, very dramatic, and it felt like, you know, but that was off the charts,
Question for Eddie. Eddie, you know Nottingham is a fighting city, and you've seen the atmosphere here tonight. How realistic is City Ground?
So if Leigh Wood fights in Nottingham again, it will only be at the City Ground.
Yes.
Because you know that's been his dream for a long time, and I promised him. I said, if you win this fight, we're going to the City Ground. Listen, if it's Vegas or Santa Cruz or whatever it is, we'll see. But you know, for a long time, Leigh Wood has been scrimping around, right, for no money in the sport, boxing for no money on the road, and the last, you know, year or so, he started making money, made a lot of money tonight, and he's going to make a load of money in the next fight, and he's dedicated his whole life to the sport. Yeah. You see what he went through tonight. You know, he deserves everything he gets from here, and you know, we'll make sure it's a massive fight wherever it is.
Yeah. Could you sum up your emotions for us?
Very emotional. I shed a few tears actually.
Hold on, Leigh. You're great, mate.
Amazing, mate.
Go on, Leigh Wood.
Massive heart, mate. You got a massive heart.
Really?
Probably going away from my kids, like, it's hard, but it's worth it, yeah.
You spoke at Belfast, you said, I said before about winning the world title, one thing that came, it's another. You just did that tonight, and that was huge.
Yeah, I knew what I was prepared to go through to win that fight against Canada. I was literally prepared to walk through fire, so I knew Mick would be the same. So I knew, like I said before, if he was given 50, I'd give 59. If he gave 89, I'd give 90. And whatever he was prepared to give, I had to give one, but I had to dig deep. I knew there'd be times in this fight which I'd get a butcher, and I've already had before in other fights. I knew it was there. I just got to stay mentally strong. Even in the preparation for this fight, I went through quite a lot. When the fight got announced, I put him through my hand. It was a bit early for the operation. Could have done with a bit more time. But yeah, I mean, obviously I don't want to give excuses because I won, but preparation could have been better. My first spot, I got a massive cut and a few bits and bobs happened. But like any camp, you come across hurdles. It's just like the fight, you come across adversity. And I've been through it in the camp. I've been through it in my fights, and I had that experience on the night. And I don't think Mick Adam not having the difference.
A lot of people here tonight, Lee, are people who've been backing you for years through the tough times because it's in Nottingham. And you talked about wanting to fight in Nottingham. So what did that mean to have that support of all these people?
Massive, a small percentage of them would have been at my debut at Clifton Edgerton. A very small percent of them. Yesterday, there's more people in my way than there was my professional debut. But they've been following me for years, and I went to Hull when I got beat for the British title. I was devastated. I was literally devastated for weeks. In fact, Jordan Gill actually stayed in there hotel that night to have me on suicide watch. No, it's a journey to get to here. I'm not prepared to curl over. I won't for one bit, and there's some massive fights ahead. It's not over yet. I said that before the fight. This is my peak. This is where I finish. Got some big fights ahead.
Lee, given the emotion you've shown in the press conference, how difficult was it to contain that emotion during the fight and maintain the game plan that Ben provided you?
The game plan would have made that fight a lot easier. But I struggled because Mick's a very good fighter. He's a two-time Olympian, so skill-wise, it was hard for him to get my head around a game like Southpaws, and I need to work on that a lot. But emotion-wise, I felt like I held it together, and I kept with the game plan majority of the time. Ben said, don't chase his head early, and I chip away the body, and I think that's what won the fight in the end over the rounds.
How did you feel when you saw what happened with Michael at the end? Did you...
Devastating. I also hope he's alright. I've heard he's up and he's talking, so I like to see him, make sure he's alright, because it's hard to celebrate when you finish like that.
And Ben, going into that 12th round after the knockdown of Slip, did your advice to Leigh change based on what you've been asking him to do in that last round?
Yeah, I think it was going into the 11th. I looked at Eddie and said, "What you got?" And he said, "Need a knockout." And I said to Leigh that I knew that, listen, Mick's a tough game lad, and I knew that he was going to come out and fight for his life and let his hands go early on because he wanted that title. And it was, we didn't really know. It wasn't clear cut, especially with the knockdown in the 11th, who was ahead. So I knew he was going to come out and let his hands go. I said to Leigh, punch with him, time him. When you get into a clinch, walk him back to the ropes. Once you get there, occupy him up top, back downstairs, and then switch the attack up top, and eventually found the shot. But listen, game plans, this, that, and the other. Yes, fantastic, brilliant job, both sides. But wow, like what both guys gave, showed. Do you know what stands out for me more than anything? Not once did either of them look like. Once did either of them quit and even cross their minds, either of them, in a fight like that. Not once.
It was, as the fight went on, past 7, 8, it was the closing 30 seconds of every round. They were just trading up in the middle of the ring, and it was just like, and I was thinking, with the body shots Leigh was landing, I was thinking, surely
it's going to take his toll at some point.
Yeah, and it was actually one round, I think it was the 8th or 9th. He started to look tired, but then in the next round you looked like you'd done your beans in the round before. I thought, oh no, he hasn't got enough left,
But I think throughout the fight, he caught me like 8 body shots, took the wind out of me, and I looked at him and went, he is gone. So what? Like, I'm still standing, but it does take its toll. But I caught him back with him. So Michael's so tough. They make hands gloves. Such a tough kid. Credit to him.
Guys, couple more, because I think.
Is it hard for you, like Eddie's touching this, just to enjoy the win when Michael's?
Yeah, I just want to talk to him first, see if he's alright, and he is alright, yeah.
Eddie, Michael fell right in front of you, and you were next to his family. It looked very ugly when it happened.
Yeah.
Scenes like that aren't good for the sport, are they?
Scenes like that just a part of the sport, unfortunately. It's not that they're not good for the sport. Everyone knows, everyone's been around boxing for years and years, seen it. You know, I've seen terrible things happen in that same seat. And it's hard because I was sitting there, Jamie Conlan was on my left, his dad was on his left, and the whole fight we were back and forwards, you know, and he was goading me and I was goading him, and you know, and in the 11th I said, you know, I think, you know, we got him here, and no one likes to see the fight end like that, you know, and he was unconscious standing up, you know, he got hit by the right hand and he was out and sagged through the ropes. The guys caught him on the way down, and you know, the fight was over before he left the ring, but obviously he weren't.
Credit to our cricket medical staff.
Yeah. They were brilliant. He eventually wanted to get up, to be fair to him, he wanted to take, but they wanted to make sure they could administer oxygen.
They did catch him leaving the ground?
No, not, I mean, he was out on coming through the ropes, and they caught him on the way down, whether he bumped his back or, but I don't believe that he had a significant fall on the way down. I think he was more cushioned, but he was. I haven't seen the replay because we're not airing it till we find that he's. I'm sure some people are, but from the pictures I've seen, you can see he's out, standing up. And Leigh turned and celebrated, and I think Steve Gray was stopping the fight, but when he went through the ropes, he knew 20 seconds he had to get back in the ring, which he was, you know, he could have had 20 minutes and he might not have got back in the ring. So just hope he's okay.
I just want to ask your thoughts on Gary Colley.
Great performance, you know, no one really does that to Miguel Vasquez, and for a lot of these guys, Kevin Aguiarco as well, it's a crazy experience for him. I mean, even Leigh's never boxed on a stage like that before. You know, he won the world title in our back garden. You know, he's boxed on some big shows. It's true. But I said to him back there before he went through, I said, don't do, you know, I said, this is your time. I said, but most of all, soak it up there. And you really did. You was up there for about 5 minutes before you decided to walk. You know, but that's part and parcel. This is what I said. This is what you dreamed of your whole life. You know, like he said, when he was in Hull and got stopped by Gavin McDonald, you honestly think he'd be headlined at Nottingham Arena in front of 9,000 defending his world title? No chance. It's a Cinderella story. So, guys, on that note, we need to get out of here, alright? So thank you very much. Well done.